All right, we're breaking into testimony for breaking news out of Tennessee, where officials are holding a news conference in the abandoned baby family murders. I want to get you now to that presser.
I want to thank all of the agencies involved in this effort, and really I'm extremely proud of our team here at TBI. They have been working around the clock, putting in every resource that we have to attempt to want to investigate this case, but also to bring resolution. And so with that, I will turn it over to General Goodman for his comments. General.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. I don't have a lot to add, but I do have a few things that I would like to say. First of all, there can't be any more tragedy in a family or anything more tragic to happen to a person than the loss of a family member. Unfortunately, we have, in this case, a family who have lost multiple people. And so our heart goes out to the family. It goes out to the family that's going to be dealing with the child and raising a child that has lost both parents now. So our hearts go out to those individuals. I would like to thank the law enforcement. This has been nothing short of impressive with what they've done. As Director Rouse said, they've worked 24 hours a day. I don't think I've ever been so impressed with anyone as I have with the bunch that's worked this. Information has come in so rapidly in this case. It seems like just every 5 to 10 minutes there's new information coming in. So without this team that's here, there's no way we would be where we are at this point. So I want to thank them for that. The other thing is we are dealing with an extremely violent individual. This was what we would think is an isolated incident. It's not anything to where we think the community is in danger because of a person who may be out here randomly targeting people, because we don't think that's the case at all. However, we do need the community to be very careful. We do not need them to try to approach this person. We do need your help. And we appreciate the media being here, because there's a lot of things we couldn't do and information we couldn't get out without you. But we need the community as well. So if anyone does have any information, don't approach the individual. Just contact the TBI hotline, call 911, call your local authorities. They will get you to the right person. But just please do not approach this individual. Not only is he known to be a violent offender because of this incident, he's been violent in the past. So we know that this is an individual who could cause a person some damage. So just be very careful when you're out there. And other than that, I'll take questions in a few minutes if you have any, but I want to turn it over. Is someone else want to speak? Yeah, okay, all right.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the United States Marshal Service, I want to send our sincere condolences to the family of those affected. Again, such a tragic loss. I cannot imagine what they may be going through. And I'm a firm believer that the only way to achieve some type of justice, if you will, is to hold someone accountable. And that's why we are assembled here today. Everyone here, although we may wear different badges, different lapel pins, our agencies have different names. Some are federal, some are state, some are local. But let me assure you, we are unified in our efforts to find Austin Drummond. This individual has shown a propensity for violence, and he needs to be taken off the streets. We would like to do that peacefully. We would like for him to turn himself in. That will be the goal. The goal would be a safe surrender, and that way we can assure that he's taken into custody safely and that there's no injury to law enforcement or the public. But let me assure you of this. The U.S. Marshal Service will not stop until he is in custody. We have our whole team dedicated in prioritizing this incident, and it's not a matter of if, but a matter of when he's found. And it's not just here in West Tennessee, but we have support divisions at headquarters that are also assisting in this effort. So, as you know, there's been a reward offered, And to those who may know where he is, we don't care about where he may be, other than you giving us the information, and you will get paid, no questions asked. So that is the priority, is for him to turn himself in. But if not, then that reward does stand, and we will gladly take him into custody. And again, I want to thank everybody involved. The TBI has done a phenomenal job, as always, with the investigation. The other law enforcement agencies that have been mentioned, everyone, we are unified in our efforts to find him. So again, I just want to thank you for being here today and helping us get this message out. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Stephen Sutton, and I'm here today on behalf of Lake County Sheriff Brian Avery and Dyer County Sheriff Jeff Box to address two deeply troubling incidences that have recently affected our communities. This past Tuesday, we faced a heart-wrenching situation where an infant was found about 3:11 p.m. on Old Highway 20, abandoned in a car seat just off of Highway 412. The baby was immediately cared for by those who saw the infant be dropped off, and EMS was called to evaluate the baby. And I'm glad to report that, thankfully, the baby is safe and being cared for. And the Dyer County Sheriff's Office does have jurisdiction into the investigation regarding this abandoned child. In addition to the distressing scenario, we're also dealing with 4 tragic homicides that occurred in Lake County. And just as those before me have expressed, our hearts go out to all of those families and friends that have been deeply impacted with pain and grief of the actions that have occurred this week. Each life lost is truly a tragedy, and we extend our deepest sympathies to all of those who are grieving. And we want to assure you that we're doing everything in our power to uncover the truth and to provide answers. I want to take a moment to again express our gratitude to all of the law enforcement partners, state partners, federal, local, who have been tirelessly working around the clock to bring justice to these families. And their dedication and commitment during such challenging times surely are commendable. I must emphasize that our primary focus remains on locating Austin Drummond, who's still considered a suspect at large in these ongoing investigations. Finding him is our singular focus, and we urge anyone with any information regarding his whereabouts to please come forward. Your assistance is crucial in helping us bring closure to these families and restoring peace to our communities. We appreciate your cooperation. We appreciate your patience as this investigation unfolds. Thank you for your understanding as we navigate these sensitive matters, and we will keep you updated with any new developments as they arise. Thank you. Lake County Sheriff Brian Avery, Dyer County Sheriff Jeff Box.
Good afternoon. I'm Derek Tisdale with the Jackson Police Department, Deputy Chief of Police. First, on behalf of the Jackson Police Department and the citizens of this great city, Jackson, Tennessee, we want to express our sincere condolences for the family that has so tragically lost their loved ones. But what I want to speak to is what we're doing in this ongoing effort. In a collaborative effort, we are continuing to partner with the federal, state agencies and to bring about the safe apprehension of this individual, Mr. Drummond. We as a citizen, as officers of the Jackson Police Department, we have officers that are dedicated as task force officers and working with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, also with the U.S. Marshals Services. We will continue to do that. We will also continue to bring forth any and all resources that we have that will assist the other agencies in bringing this to bear. What we want, or what I would want to encourage, is that our citizens be aware of your surroundings when you're in or out or around your places of residence. We want you to be mindful of what we're putting out and be attentive to what we're putting out. Because not only are we trying to safely apprehend Mr. Drummond, but we also want to keep you safe. So on behalf of the Jackson Police Department, we will continue to partner with these agencies until this individual has been brought to justice. And if anybody sees this individual, again, I want to reemphasize what everybody else has said. Please call 911 or call the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations. Thank you.
All right, we will open it up to some questions now if you have questions.
Imani Williams with Channel 5 out of Memphis. You talked about a sign of compassion that you all saw from Drummond. Is that him dropping off the baby?
Yeah, so what you're asking is when I mentioned a sign of compassion from the suspect. Yes, so they brought attention when they dropped the child off, brought attention. There were people nearby, and so brought attention to those people to come and get the child. Yes, sir.
Channel 3 Memphis. So the outline or the lineup is that the baby was dropped off first before the homicides, or what is the timeline?
Yeah, so all of that is still under active investigation. You're asking about the timeline for the incidents. At this point, that is all actively being investigated.
And how about the scene on Carrington Drive? Did the suspect go separately? Was he with the other parties? What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I won't go, but you're asking again about specifics of the crime scene itself. We won't go into detail on the specifics of the crime scene at this time. It's a very active and engaged investigation.
Lauren Sherman with ABC 24. Can you confirm at this time Austin Drummond's relationship with any of these victims? Were they family members or in a relationship? Can you confirm any of that at this time?
Yeah, I appreciate you're asking about the relationship of the suspect with the individual victims. There was a familial relationship between the suspect and the family.
Joyce Grant, Fox 13 News. How you guys at TBI?
All right, we're going to step aside here for a break. We'll get back to that news conference in just a moment. I want to remind you, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has named 28-year-old Austin Drummond as a suspect in the case. They named him yesterday. And as the manhunt continues for him, officials confirmed today that they have found Drummond's 2016 white Audi in Jackson, Tennessee, but there's still no sign of him.
The investigation began when a 7-month-old baby girl was left in a car seat on a stranger's lawn in Dyer County, Tennessee on Tuesday, and then hours later the police discovered the bodies of 4 people 40 miles away in a heavily wooded area. The victims are identified as 21-year-old James Wilson, 20-year-old Ariana Williams, those are the baby's parents, also 38-year-old Courtney Rose, and that is Adriana's mother, as well as 15-year-old Braden Williams, who is Adriana's brother.
And Drummond is wanted on multiple charges of first-degree murder right now and aggravated kidnapping. Please, anyone with information is asked to contact the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 1-800-TBI-FIND, F-I-N-D. And officials warn Drummond should be considered armed and dangerous, but they do say there is reason for hope because he showed compassion when he left the baby. He called attention to the fact that he was leaving the baby, and they take that as a positive sign of hope. Keep it here on Court TV. We'll be right back.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, a shocking quadruple murder, a baby found in a front yard, and a suspect on the run. We'll bring you every development as this investigation continues.
Closing Arguments, tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
Covering the country's biggest trials before we bring you inside the courtroom. Plus, the true crime cases you want to know more about in our daily spotlight.
Opening statements with Julie Grant. Mornings at 8/7 Central on Court TV.
Welcome back. We are continuing to follow breaking news in the abandoned baby family murders case out of Tennessee. Law enforcement officials are continuing a news conference about their search for the suspect, Austin Drummond. Let's get you back in where we left off in that news conference.
Again, as you're asking specifics into the investigative process, we won't go into the specifics of the investigation at this time.
Brooklyn Kent, Channel 7 in Jackson. Is he still in Jackson? Are we aware of that, or are we expecting that he's around in other counties?
Yeah, Brooklyn, in terms of the location of the suspect at this time, we believe that the suspect is still in the area based on the potential information that we are working through. So at this time, we believe that he is still in this area.
Imani again with Channel 5. We're in Jackson. We were in Dyer and Lake County earlier this week. Kind of talk a little bit about how important Jackson is to the investigation when it looks like he may be from Jackson.
Yeah, so in terms of the importance of Jackson to this investigation, obviously all of the area here, the Jackson, Lake, Dyer, this entire region, if you will, are critical in this investigation. Obviously, direct ties to the Jackson area, and that is why there is concern and focus. The vehicle being found here in Jackson certainly heightens that focus. So Jackson and the Jackson PD are critical partners as we continue to try to bring Austin in to be able to try to figure out the answers and resolve this.
Troy Grant again with Fox 13 Memphis. So do you guys believe Drummond had assistance in committing the crime, and do you think someone is helping him stay hidden right now? Yeah,
and I hate not giving all the specific, but those questions that you're asking about if he was assisted and any, those are all details of the investigation that we won't get into at this time.
Brooklyn Kent with Channel 7 again. Is he on foot? Is he in another car? I know you said the car was found.
Yeah, Brooklyn, that in terms of is he on foot or if he's had another vehicle, those are all parts that we're still investigating.
Earlier, he was recently incarcerated. Were those charges aggravated robbery, aggravated kidnapping? Can you talk to that a little bit?
I'll yield to the general on that information. General.
Austin Drummond was convicted in Madison County several years ago for an aggravated robbery. He was sentenced to the Tennessee Department of Corrections, and he was housed at Northwest Correctional, which is in Tiptonville in Lake County. He completed that sentence. So it's what we call flattening the sentence. So he doesn't actually come out on parole or probation. He's just released because he's done all of his time in prison. While he was in prison, he received other charges. We actually took him to grand jury in Lake County because since it occurred at the prison, then it was in our jurisdiction. He had some drug charges that we indicted him for, and then shortly after that, he actually was charged and indicted in Lake County for attempted first-degree murder, which took place inside the prison. Because he completed his sentence, then that was just like any other sentence that a person on the street would have committed. So what happened is once he was released from the Department of Corrections, the Lake County Sheriff's Department picked him up, just as they would anyone else, brought him to the Lake County Jail, and he made bond. So he has been out on bond on those charges when we think that this was allegedly committed.
Which of these pictures is the most accurate of him currently, you all think?
My understanding is the one with facial hair.
Yes.
But understand that can change, right? That's just a matter of taking a razor to your face.
And for immediate family members of these victims, are there sort of protective orders that have been given to them since Drummond has not yet been caught?
Well, they're always going to be advised, just as we've advised the public, to be careful, be vigilant, always be watching their surroundings. But as far as any orders, it would be from a court or anything like that. There's no orders like that.
2 more questions, real quick.
Was this drug related at all?
That's part of the investigation. That's something Director Roush could answer, but I don't think he's going to be able to give you any information because it's a part of the ongoing investigation.
Anything else?
All right.
Do you have anything else you would like to say?
No, we're good. Thank you. Thank you for your assistance with getting this information out. And we will certainly, as information comes in for us to be able to make further comments, we'll reach out and make sure you're all made aware as we move forward. All right. Thank you.
All right, Michael, how much does it change the picture of who they're looking for when you hear that he was convicted and incarcerated for aggravated battery, and then while in prison attempted first-degree murder? He's a dangerous guy.
Yeah, and it underlines what they said. If you have any information or you see him, do not approach him. Right? You're going to call, I think it was 1-800-TBI-FINE or call 911, either, but do not approach this guy. He certainly has a violent background.
I would agree with you, absolutely.